We are live. Good evening, everybody. We figured we'd jump on and have a chat. Instead of filming tonight, we would be filming the Bonehead Championship, which apparently is now going to have outdated rules. So that's an interesting one. Anyway, hi, I'm Ben from the Bonehead Podcast, and as ever, I'm joined by BT, who is the tiny man in the corner today. How you doing, BT? Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, I forgot to start the virtual camera. Right, before we dive in, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through the article, and I've pulled out 4 individual talking points. 1 is the box and rules. 2 is Bretonnian team. 3 is Khemri team. Tomb Kings, and 4 is what does this mean for Blood Bowl 3? Because I figured those are kind of the most salient points as it's flopping around at the moment. Right, let's have a quick look. Hello in chat. BT, the Smiling Mime, Silith B, Chuck Crawford. Happy to say that I've secured the stream. Nice. Other Dave, hi. Mike Brown, hey guys. Ready, Belly. Exciting times. Budgie Blitzer. GW stands for Gee Whiz. Ads, Aranax, Cygnus Maximus, loads of you in chat, so it's nice to see everyone. Bob, what's this rumour about reduced positionals for existing teams? I don't know, we already heard the rumour about the pitch being smaller, and we have been able to count the squares, and the squares are the same, which is absolutely magnificent. Mech Boy says, was bored this morning, opened Discord yelling, what? Steve Reed, nice to see you. Philip Beanie Guy, first time here live, awesome for this one. Greetings from Germany, the Bleistift. Yeah, it's wicked. We were not, Ben and I were just kind of chatting as we were doing our audio check. Like, we were not expecting something like this to have been dropped on a random Monday article. Like... Yeah. I mean, we've been expecting Blood Bowl news for a long time, but like, I'd genuinely convinced myself it was going to be a team, and that it, well, kind of, they did this a couple of years ago with Vampires, right? Where we had nothing for a year, and then Vampires dropped, and we were like, okay, fine, it's a 1-team year. Like, this was looking like that, but I really did have my eyes set on Warhammer Day coming up in October, and then no, they were just like, tell you what, Mondays suck. Have a new edition of Blood Bowl. Oh, actually, BT. No, it's okay. That's my fault, guys.
I'm here, BT.
No, he's back. He's back. Don't worry. I muted him on the waiting screen because I was like, I don't want half a conversation coming through. So that's me. Brute Fun says they memed about the pitch change in the article. They did, actually. Which was quite entertaining. Anyway,
Did they?
Yeah. We'll jump on.
Oh, yeah, we'll go through it.
Let's just make sure I've got the right window up, and let's go boop. Move my little face down to the bottom. Bring up chat, and then I'll tell you what we'll do. We will actually bring the article up. Click, click, click. No, Ben, you were coming back from Leeds this morning. Well, this afternoon, weren't you?
Yeah, so that's what I think I was saying into the abyss. I was driving home from UKTC and got in, and there were like 180 notifications on my phone. I was just like, oh, that's fun news. Yeah, it's really cool. I was there just like trying not to crash my car as well. Oh my god, there's pictures. I was like, don't pull over.
Yeah, Bryden has said that in chat. He's like, surely Ben is recovering from UKTC. Yeah. Ben wasn't supposed to record today, so it was going to be me and Trips playing a game, and then yeah, not the case. Right, we'll have a look at the article.
Hello.
We'll have a look at the article. There we go. Sorry, I was just putting a graphic. Just putting a graphic through. Chorus, welcome to Captain Tier. Ooh, welcome to the network. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. The alert didn't come up on screen, but that is Streamlabs being awesome. Right, article time. Let's zoom in a little bit more, I think. Oh, there's that, maybe the maximum we've got. So, the box and the article. Yeah, let's look. Let's pick out what is information. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Blood Bowl's back. Taking place in Khemri. All new box set loaded with everything you need to play, including 2 new teams, a hardback rulebook, dice, accessories, and a pitch. So first things first, Ben, have you seen the artwork? What do you think of the artwork for the front of the box?
I think it's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Blood Bowl art. It's actually one of my. I mean, I'm obviously biased because we love the game, but even all that aside, I think it's got some of my favorite graphic design in any tabletop game. I think it's really cool. It's just so evocative. It's so fun. It's just pure Blood Bowl essence and amazing. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I love the cartoony artwork. It's very, 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 very cool. A couple of people are like, don't know about the artwork, and one of them was like, which I had my favourite comment so far was a case of like, not a fan of the front of the box, simply because there's no orc on it. And I was like, yeah, this is the first time ever Games Workshop have produced a Blood Bowl boxed set, not Elves, Dwarves, Dungeon Bowl and stuff without an orc. Okay, so we will come back to the team specifics in a minute, but what we do have is a graphic here of what is in the box. Here we go. So this is the box, and yes, we did count the squares out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it is a standard square pitch. We don't know if the sizes are right. Someone did also put in the comments like, well, we don't know the size of the pitch. We just know the amount of squares are right. And I'm like, well,
the model's still on it.
Yeah, I think that looks to be exactly the same size, right?
Speaking of squares, so easy to read this. Having the cross hatching, I love that. I think it looks great. Big fan of that.
I do love it. Yeah, it's a nice. It's the halfling pitch was a little bit like this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was on there. Yeah.
I've got no idea where that is. It must be in the pile somewhere. Okay, so we've got book, you've got teams, you've got dice, some red and black dice for the Bretonnians by the looks of it, which I think we'll have to flag to Milton. They're down there in the corner. And then when it comes to, you've got like, looks like kind of bone dice for Tomb Kings, which is very good because they look like the Undead dice, which come up brilliantly on stream. So super happy with that. Right, now there's a few extra accessories in here that we'll kind of talk through as well. So you've got the standard throw-in template, which BT, that looks like the template from the 2016 edition, just reused with the scatter template and everything.
Yeah, looks exactly the same. Unless it's maybe slightly shinier, so maybe printed in like silver plastic.
Yeah,
if anything. So I think it's grey, isn't it? Normally,
yeah,
just boring grey, and no one ever paints them. So maybe it's like a little bit jazzier.
Yeah, too jazzy.
Or they sprayed them.
Yeah,
because they have painted the other things, which we'll come on to.
Yes, which are these little markers, which are actually featured in the article themselves. So you've got like little status markers and a ball token as well, which is quite cool. So they've kind of gone after the ball token mark. So alongside the teams, the new season box contains everything else you need to start playing. A sturdy double-sided board. We haven't seen what's on the other side of the board, so we don't know if this is another Astrogranite one, or whether it is like Brett's one side, Tomb King's the other.
No, that would be cool. Yeah, as you said, the reverse of the picture of the desert, I suspect, which would actually be quite cool.
That would be sweet. The thing is, they're releasing spikes for both these teams, so I don't know if they're going to want to go for... Yeah, they didn't in the last box, though. So, right, 2 sets of dice, quick reference sheets, chunky hardback rulebook, including rejigged rosters for every team in the game. We'll come back to that in a second. There's a plastic sprue containing the usual range ruler and scatter templates, and a new one, which includes a clever ball marker for your players to stand on, and some new status markers to indicate who's prone, stunned, blitzing and forth. So now if you don't want to lay down your wrong button, your lovingly painted models, you don't have to, but you still can if you like. So I mean, I will probably forever be one of those people that lays their models down. It just feels right. But we've got the tokens and stuff here. So you've got a ball, okay, there's a thrown player token, which is quite interesting. At the moment, if you throw a player, it doesn't actually mean anything for that player unless that player gets prone or stunned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that there is a thrown player marker, could that mean that when a player is thrown, they must be marked so that they can't activate again or something?
Oh, maybe. But then why is it a disc? Like, you would have it as one of these little other ones, I think, because they'd still be on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people often have it for like bomb. Sometimes it's just easier to identify where you're targeting, and then you can kind of work out your squares. Other than that, maybe it's just for that. I know it's quite common, so maybe they've just seen what people commonly use, such as like
the markers or ball tokens.
Inspired by. It's really good though. I love that it comes in the box because that is something which I'm just glad it's no longer this. insisting on using a tiny, tiny ball, which it looks like they've still got.
Oh, the ball is still there, and there's a hole in the ball marker. But we got a super chat from Gaz.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Okay, it's in the ball marker, right? Oh, yeah, I see.
Super chat from Gaz. Assuming the new edition drops in late Sept, early October. I mean, it's Games Workshop. They could turbo it through in 4 weeks. To be fair, they could. I'd be surprised, but they could. And with the announced across the board roster changes, how will this affect Bonehead Bowl? I mean, I think we're just gonna have to assume that Bonehead Bowl rosters are locked, and that regardless of when this lands, we'll probably have to stick with the 2020 rules. And I think what a great way to say goodbye to Blood Bowl 2020 than having a nonsense mixed team bash fest. Like, what awesome way to end 2020 Blood Bowl. So yeah, I think that's basically how that's going to go. But we'll have to get together and we'll make an announcement as we find out a bit more. But anyway, we've got status markers. So rooted makes sense, blitz makes sense, prone makes sense, stunned makes sense. Then we got eye gouge, chomped, dodgy snack, and distracted. So they've said in the article, which we'll go on to in a minute, that dodgy snack is as a result of a kickoff table. I think it may have been like one of the dirty play cards before.
Okay.
Yeah. So the article said that not get the ref. Biased ref has gone. Officious ref has gone.
Yeah. Horrible results. I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah, which is a really good thing. And that chomped has got something to do with monstrous mouth, and eye gouge is I can't remember what it said actually, a new skill or something. And distracted is something to do with big guys. So there's prone markers, there's bits and bobs markers. There is a ball token that has a ball hole for the ball marker inside the ball token. So Games Workshop are branching out and going after that sweet ball token market. Right, status mark.
It also says they do come in a fetching shade of metallic grey, so it looks like they are produced in the metallic grey plastic. That's
cunning actually, because it does gives a much better vibe than just Games Workshop plastic. Right, so status markers are another innovation that just makes the game smoother. Previously, it was quite hard to tell whether a player was prone or stunned. To be fair, some of them, that's why we use the Charlie Victor rings on the channel, or whether they'd already taken their turn. Many people laid them face up or face down or turned them around to indicate activation, but with bases getting bigger, it became quite confusing. Status markers change all of that, and you can now clearly mark a blitz, knockdown, and more. Most of these status effects should be familiar, but some are new. Distracted is now the catch-all term for players who are standing but have lost their tackle zones, including boneheaded ogres or players hypnotized by vampires. Chomped is inflicted by the revamped monstrous mouth skill, while the new eye gouge skill prevents a player from offering assists. Dodgy snack is a result of a kickoff table.
Chomped is interesting. Are they going to like change bloodlust to that or something? I don't know.
Oh, chomped is monstrous mouth.
But isn't that just catching?
I guess it's not anymore.
Monstrous mouth was just a mutation. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not. That's not a thing. That's.
What we're going to do is we're going to check in with chat at the moment and just see if anyone's got any comments on this stuff. Cygnus says distracted is just a new bonehead. No tackle zones. Makes sense. Bruty says missed opportunity in the ball carrier token. The shape of it could have accommodated the free spaces around the bases. That's a good question actually about Slan. We'll come back to that if we can get a chance. Gaz says Charlie Victor, prone, stunned, etc. are still better. They are, but actually giving something like this in the actual box set is pretty good. I think it's actually really good practice. And Ben, coming back from UKTC, like having a blitz token, I think is probably really good. It's good form to get into the use of it. So
yeah, I've seen it happen a lot in tournaments. It's really good practice.
But the thing is,
you remember stuff and who went and...
Yeah, if you forget, you like, have I blitzed? Well, it doesn't matter now because you've put doubt. So no, you can't blitz again because you think you may have blitzed before. So it's kind of like so I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing to keep. The Distracted podcast doesn't have the same ring to it. No, but it's pretty accurate, I think. Chomped by a mouth feels that they are stuck in the mouth and perhaps can't get away or are stifled by a big mouth. No doubt Games Workshop will sell a separate box set with more of the status effects. Yeah, it's a fair one because actually the reason I brought on the box is because I was like, if you've got prone, stunned and stuff like that, I think you're probably going to need quite a few, or at least the ability to get more, right? So if we look at the box,
Yeah.
there's a couple in use, but it looks like there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. So I don't know, man. I think maybe they're double-sided, and all of them are either prone or stunned to kind of match up with how regular these things are.
So maybe like, okay, reverse of, like, all of them have prone, like there's like 4 prone, 4 stunned, and then on the flip side of them you have like
The special effects.
flips. Yeah, okay, that would be efficient. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right, so let's
I want a
see
few of those.
what else is in the actual rules. So when it comes to teams and stuff, no, we haven't forgotten the High Elves. There will be PDF rules available at launch for coaches with the classic team in their collection, but this will all be updated in due course. So they've straight up called out that they've not forgotten High Elves, which is wicked. There's going to be 2 spike journals coming out for it. We're going to talk through the teams in a minute. But when it comes to it, there's a couple of other things to talk about here. So speaking of the rules, they've been lovingly reviewed, curated and revised for the 3rd season. The core game is exactly the same. The pitch hasn't magically grown any new squares. That was the, I think that was point blank at the rumours of the pitch changing. which, yeah, that would have been quite a good one.
Yeah.
There are no new stats because last time passing was introduced, and everything should be very familiar. I mean, we've been talking. I was
kind of hoping for like a fouling stat or something. Fun.
I don't know. The only stat I think I'd be really on board with bringing back was the secret weapon stat, which was like, it was like secret weapon 8+, which is you like had a roll to kind of, your opponent rolled, I think, to get you sent off. Or
yeah, it's like Death Rollers was like 3+, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like, because they're,
you brought on a massive engine, but a chainsaw.
If something's like, yeah, if the egregious stuff would have been really easy to get sent off, which I did quite like. That one I'd be all right with bringing back. Just keep an eye on chat. If the pitch had grown, I would have rioted. Quality. Okay, so it's been exhaustively rewritten for clarity. Terminology is familiar but consistent. There's never any confusion between players, the dudes on the pitch, and coaches, yourself, or declaring and performing actions. That's good. I mean, we're assuming that the rulebook is about the same size as the current rulebook, and I think anything that's 100 pages long is going to need something's going to have to be clarified at some point. But I do like that they're kind of trying to make stuff as that kind of smacks that this might be more of like a season 2.5.
Yeah.
Libby spent all our money on
toddler snacks. Smiley face emoji.
Thanks, Tippy. I assume Libby is now awake again because she's having a really fun evening of not wanting to sleep. Maybe it's because she was hoping to see Trips. Although last time she saw Trips, I think she cried. All of this has been done. Yeah, bless him. All of this has been done to make the player experience as smooth as possible without losing any of the depth or magic of Blood Bowl. The kickoff table has been improved. No more officious refs. Wildly inaccurate passes no longer apply. Oh, I missed that. That's fantastic. That's a huge win.
Yeah, this is like the highlight because that's massive. Now we can bring back all the nonsense we had before, like Hail Mary pass bombers or whatever, right? Bring it back.
That could be massive for goblins. Fussel, thanks very much for subscribing. Okay, all of this has been done. Wildly inaccurate's gone. You can now even earn star player points from throwing your teammates and being thrown.
That's awesome.
I really hope that there's intercepting thrown players, but maybe that's a level too deep. Like they've taken the page of wildly inaccurate away and replaced it with intercepting thrown players.
It's like the monkey paw.
Yeah. I'd be well on that. I think that would be great. There's even a new keyword system that makes it much easier to standardize interactions. Yeah, I mean, keywords just, it makes sense. We had this with, was it Ivan, the Death Shroud? When it was like, you get...
Oh, God, against dwarf players.
Yeah, and everyone's like, well, what's a dwarf? Like, is a chaos dwarf a dwarf? And we're like, well...
It's like 25 lines of text. I'm just like, well, a dwarf in lore, historically.
Yeah, a dwarf is a dwarf. Is a Minotaur on a chaos dwarf team? Is a Death Roller a dwarf? It's like, okay, well, now, if there's a keyword system, I would hope that would be kind of the thing that they could wrap up into it. It would make sense. Right, there are very few major changes Hey, Gazatola, thanks very much for joining the membership.
Hoping for earning SPP with stab/secret weapons.
Earning SPP with stab and secret weapons.
I mean, why not? Like, chainsaw, let's go.
I'm here for that. It should absolutely be in the game. 100%.
Yeah. That would be egregious again, but that'd be all right. But, right, here we go. So there are very few major changes, but the aforementioned secure the ball action is one. This works a bit like a blitz or pass. It's a once per turn action that lets you gather the ball on a 2+ and then ends your turn. There are caveats, of course. You can't take the action if there's a standing opponent within 2 spaces, while big guys and certain other powerful players aren't able to perform it at all, but this innovation definitely mitigates the frustration of low agility teams who sometimes struggle to get the ball in hand. Now, when I read this, it made me think of one of the things you said about one of your UKTC games, where you were like, couldn't pick up the ball.
Yes. Yeah. Against vampires of all things. Like, not just vampires, the best vampire. And it was, it's just like one of those, sometimes those things are just, it's really frustrating. I think this has always been a massive gripe when you talk to people. Like, it's like, it's just, why? Picking up the ball in Blood Bowl. I think it's one of the first things I thought about when I first started learning the game. It's like, why is it so hard to pick up the damn ball? It's on the floor. And we've finally done something about that, which is, I think it's really cool. I think it, like you say, you can just end your turn picking up the ball now, and assuming it's somewhere safe, it's cool.
I think I like it. There was a lot of talk about it in the Discord this afternoon, but like, it's that bit there that says "and ends your turn." But the chat in Discord was very much like, well, if you've got like it's a special action like a blitz or a pass or whatever. So like, if you've got a goblin, you kind of cage up the ball and then you move your goblin on to pick up the ball anyway. It's like the last thing you would do on your turn because you've already positioned everything. So if it does end your turn, like, then it just means going from a 3+ for a goblin to pick up the ball to a 2+, which just makes it easier. And I think it just, like you said, it's just kind of like it stops that. I've rolled 2s. I've rolled a 2. I mean, this is going to be the biggest FAQ thing, right? Because this is brand new. So it's like, can you use team rerolls? Can you use sure hands? Like,
I'm sure you can. I assume that has no difference. And same with like tackle zones, I'm sure still apply. I'm interpreting this as 2+ before modifiers and rerolls and things.
Yeah, the rain.
It's still your turn, right? So
the rain and stuff.
I'm sure that's a.
The only thing is,
it's true,
you can't take the action if there's a standing opponent within 2 spaces. So opposing tackle zones aren't going to affect you, but the rain is.
Is that? Do you think is that 2 spaces from the ball or from?
The
person doing the action.
It's got to be the ball.
Do you think?
That's got to be
2 spaces from the ball. Yeah. So then
that's interesting, yeah, because you're right. Because if that is I can only declare this if there's no one within 2 squares. But I guess you can use a status check on the ball, can't you? You can go if there's people near the ball versus if there's people near me. I don't know. That's a good shout.
That makes more sense. Because like, why does it matter that there's people near you if you're going to go and secure the ball that's over there? Like,
yeah.
If the ball's like near other people, you'd be just like, okay, I can't secure this because it's too much pressure. And then it'll force you into slightly more desperate, so it'll make you more encouraged to get near the ball. It's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of chat in chat at the moment. Like Burge says, we were thinking it might end the player's activation, but it does. Like, that makes it sound like the actual team turn is over. And everyone is kind of saying, yeah, that is as written. Like, it actually says the turn ends. But I think that's still like really positive, especially in a box set that's got an Ag 4+ team. In Tomb Kings, like that's going to come in very, very, very handy. Bruty, here we go. Bonehead podcast, all things Blood Bowl. Cyanide employee sends that it ends the player turn, not team turn, and that effect and the effects to apply the ball apply to this, but it's not a pickup. Cool. I like this. We've got something we've got something that's actually sparked a bunch of questions. Like, the rest of this article is just good news, right? It's like wildly inaccurate's gone. Officious ref has gone. This one's like, hey, there's this new thing that could be good or it could be bad.
It's kind of game changing for a lot of teams. Like Tomb Kings, right, are gonna love this because that was like their kryptonite, isn't it? So now if they can just grab it.
Kevin says I might even play
Nice.
Nurgle again with Secure the Ball.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Kevin spelled Nurgle twice, but that's okay.
Assuming they're not one of these players that can't get it.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
Lotus or something.
what I would expect players with no hands to have it. Players
Yeah.
carrying a secret weapon or something potentially.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
announced, and we
I'm
need
hoping
to
it's not
FAQ.
just like
Pikachu
powerful
does.
players, right? It's like I'm hoping that doesn't mean it's because you want to get this on stuff that's like all centaurs and things, don't you?
Thanks very much for the super chat, Gaz. Just announced we need an FAQ. To be fair, this is just a community article, and community articles
yeah.
have got a very small window. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, obviously Rat Ogre is a big guy, so that's not the kind of thing you'd want.
It would be pretty good if you could do it with
I'm
that.
good with that. I mean, wicked.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Although
I'd be.
Skaven do generally have other ball carriers they like to use.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking, if big guys just can't do it, then this kind of ogres would be the team that would have benefited from this really, really, really nicely. Oh, bull centaurs as well. That's great. Bull centaurs. Just
Yeah.
and Ulfwereners, like just 2+ end activation. My chunky boy just picks up the ball on a 2+ instead of a 4+.
Centaurs get this. That's awesome. That is so awesome. That's a huge boost
There
to
you
the
go.
cast.
For everyone out there who's just like, yo, bull centaurs are over. Yeah, absolutely brutal. That's cool. That's cool. I do like that. So we've talked status markers. We've talked some of the new stuff. We've talked about Secure the Ball. We've talked about the changes that they discussed. The only thing left to talk about before we look at the teams and what they've said about the teams is this, including rejigged rosters for every team in the game. Now, they've already said there's no new stats. So rejigged rosters, like there's a little hint in this article in that the Tomb Guardians now have Brawler. So, I mean, we got nothing else in this article that kind of leads us one way or another, but including rejigged rosters, when we talked about the rumors that were touted everywhere, right? They were talked about like the OWA and Renegades and stuff going away.
Mm-hmm.
The fact there's rejigged rosters for every team in the game makes me think that we're not losing Renegades, we're not losing Underworld, we're not losing
I
OWA.
see. I had not picked up on that. That's a really good point.
To be fair,
would
Discord picked that up earlier. I think it was Baron actually. Baron was like, yeah, but the good thing is it says that all teams in the game.
Slan are in the game though.
Slan aren't really in the game though, are they?
Yeah, that's true. They're not in the current game, are they?
Andrew W says, I've heard Sauruses can't use it. Ivar says Sauruses getting it would be huge.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah. I don't know.
Moustache
This
Squig.
is still good.
What if Gretchen is now good? Oh, dude. That would be the biggest upside for this edition if they're just like, do you know what, Gretchen's actually only 110k? Then you
Can't
just...
secure the ball though.
Yeah.
No hands.
OWA is a team box, so do Underworlds, they're going nowhere.
Sorry, I know you said the rejigged rosters. Was there anything on Tomb Kings apart from that brawler thing? Did they still have the same position?
Yes, we will talk about that.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, they did. They did. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we'll have a quick check-in with chat, bring the big box up, see if anyone's saying anything too fun, and then we will go on to the first of the teams. Rejigged might be to do with strength because of secure ball action. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'd want to change anything for that. That's where the rumor in positional changes for teams are coming in. Potentially skill rejigs. I think probably skill rejigs, but it depends where they want to go with it. Like, I'm just like, Gaz is right there. Mighty blow +2 for goblins. Like, this is it. Lars says, well, all teams in new editions of the game get rejigged. Some teams may still fall out. Snotlings costing 10k. Yeah, I mean, the last edition, they took prices and took them all to 5k, 5k iterations. So it could just be price changes. Like,
yeah, maybe skill access, because I mean, if like passing's now not as broken, maybe
oh, because wildly
they make that
inaccurate's
a little
gone.
bit different. Yeah, like that could change a bit.
Yeah.
Give the goblin bombers a passing back.
Oh
They
god,
actually
can you
shoot
just
them
please?
back.
Can you just please? Like, that would just be so good.
Yeah.
Bruty says, my guess would be skill changes. I doubt there'll be much else. Skill rejig, maybe price rejig. Chuck says, those who can use secure the ball may have a keyword associated it, requiring rejigged rosters. Stevie,
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing you Saturday. I think we're going to go to 16 skills for randoms using the D16. Yeah, that's possible. Cygnus says, just tone down dwarf lineman skills, doesn't need much. Well, they did that. Oh, is Trips in chat? Hey!
He was there earlier,
It
yeah.
says, bump BT's volume up. I will do it. There we go.
Oh, he's such a heckler, isn't he?
Hacker.
Calm down, Trips.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about Bretonnians then. I'll put the graphic up really quickly. All right, so Brett's. We have got a picture of the team, which, first things first, Ben, I know you've had a quick opportunity. I'm not sure you've been actually home. Have you even eaten dinner?
No, not yet. I'm starving.
Right, Brett's team models. What do you think?
I think these are beautiful. You know, there were obviously the rumors swimming around, I think since the last NAF election about Brett's coming back. But this is better than I think I'd have ever hoped for a Blood Bowl Bretonnians. I think I was worried in my head that if they ever brought them, they'd just be like, just white, just silver knights. And right now, I think you know what I've been working on, silver knights aren't exactly my favorite thing at the moment. But
After six baby carriers.
Yeah. But these look so good. They're so stylish. They're so full of character. The robes on them are just really nice. Like the squires just look so good. There's so much going on, like little bits of like heraldry and leather straps. That I love them so much.
It's the faces for me. I haven't seen Games Workshop Blood Bowl faces this good since Halflings. Like they've given these guys some real character, which I think absolutely makes it. So mega props. I know they've got which Milton pulled up earlier, which is like the pose duplication. Which, to be fair, where they've got alternate hats, it's not really quite so bad. They've got like poses that are duplicated, but actually there's different arms and things.
You also expect that with your debut, and I don't think any of these have 4 of the same, do they? So
no.
Like when you have 4 of the same, that's when it's really awkward.
But let's have a look at the Breton Barons, which, to be fair, Valrak did call out. He posted in our video. It was like, if it helps, my source said they're going to be called the Breton Barons. Ta-da! Right, here we go. Bretonnians are totally new to the tabletop. We need to talk about this. So, there's been rules for Bretonnians, but I don't think Games Workshop have produced a Bretonnian team ever. And I think that's what they mean, because there was loads of comments being like, Bretonnians aren't new. They had them in Blood Bowl 2, and they had them in the old BB Citadel Journal stuff. But I'm pretty sure it means Games Workshop haven't produced a Blood Bowl Bretonnian team. Right, so Bretonnians totally new to the tabletop. Dauntless knights with a haughty attitude and high armour, attended by scrappy squires looking for a brawl. Peasants need not apply. So, Dauntless Knights. We'll skip the Tomb Kings, and then we can actually talk about it. So, the Bretonnian team is a classic high-risk, high-reward team with powerful abilities. 2 Grail Knights are the key players, hard-hitting blitzers with a new skill. If they are ever about to be knocked down, steady footing lets them keep their footing and stay standing on a roll of a 6. So, when I first read this, for me, that's like a 6+ ward save for being knocked over, right?
I interpreting it as this, and that's what other people are that I'm seeing or also suggesting, which I hope not. I don't like that.
I think that's do you know, I like it because it is, for all intents and purposes, a different dodge. it's like dodge, but can only be used for like,
Yeah.
it's the defense of dodge. So imagine steady footing blodge knight. It's the worst thing in the game. Like, imagine that.
That's what I mean. It's like, at best, it feels bad for your opponent, and at like worse, it's just unnecessary rolling. Like, it's just extra dice you have to roll, and it's kind of really like.
That's fair,
really
actually.
annoying.
Extra dice is not normally good, but if if you roll the 6, your opponent then doesn't have to roll 2 dice on your armor. So
that is true.
So
I don't know.
1/6
I just
of
feel
the
that there
time.
are some teams where you have that turn where you just commit everything. Like, you commit your whole team into attacking the ball carrier, because it's just like, okay, it's time. It's like turn 5 of their drive or something. We're going to go in. We're going to turn them over now. This is aggressive, but the payoff is huge.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to recover the ball. Base all my elves.
Cage dive.
They roll a 6, and you roll a cage. You get double power down. Oh wait, no, you roll a 6. Okay, never mind.
Stevie, bang on. The only
just think
skill
that's like,
to stop a natural pow. It's nice. It's foul appearance.
I don't
as well.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that, a foul appearance, blodge, steady footing, blodge foot. That's the bomb. Like, imagine that. That's the most blue mage thing that Blood Bowl has. It's a case of like, like you said, you've gone all out to make this blitz. You've 2 died up and have rolled a pair of coconuts, and your bloke's like, 6+ save, and Trips would make it against you, Ben, on the channel. Trips would roll that 6, and it
would, yeah. Oh god, and it'll be to win it as well, wouldn't it? It'll be that was like the last turn.
Here's my play. I've got blitz on the ball carrier and ward save 6+. Feel no pain.
It was quite funny. in our team chat, one of the players said just like, oh my god, yeah, a wraith with blodge, sidestep, foul appearance, steady footing is going to be the worst thing ever.
Right.
And the vampire coach was like, yeah, but hypno games.
So there's a lot of good questions in chat. Trip says it's another role, and by the other player. Do the blitzers have block? Haven't seen that confirmed. That would seem, but yeah, no, I was just saying that them having blodge with that would be egregious. With sidesteps, as Gary, yeah, that would do it. It's not something you can rely on, but it's gonna come up. Actually, I think because I like telling the story of Blood Bowl quite so much, like the idea of that saving grace, being like, no, he's got a 6, he can still save this. Like, it's quite exciting. Right, so we've got Grail.
Sorry, I've just seen. Sorry, Darren Clare says, "Wonder about wrestle. Could you, in theory, knock yourself down with wrestle while the knight stands?" This also came up in the chat. We don't think so, because wrestle is placed prone.
Yes. This depends
This
on.
is about to be knocked down.
So yeah, when it comes to knock down, I think that's everything from dodging away. Is dodging away knocked down as well? If they trip, they're knocked down. Yeah,
it's when you go to do armor break. I think that's a knockdown.
Wrestle is placed prone, said Red Devil. So no.
That would be a way to get around it, actually. I think you might just end up seeing, if you're playing against Bretonnians more, you just end up using a wrestle to hit.
Marzi M, wraiths can't have steady footing. They don't have feet.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair. Do they call it a skill or a trait? They've got a new skill. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, because hit and run is a new skill. Was it defined as a trait? I don't know. It continues the trend of every team having some kind of new special skill, and actually, I do like it. It's weird. I don't know if it fits knights, because I feel like knights are really easy to push over. But maybe just like the center of gravity on these knights is just different. Just got like Final Fantasy boots. Okay, so there are Grail Knights, which I'm assuming are the Blitzy boys here with the gigantic hats. Then
I would expect so.
I think so. They don't look strength 4. There's a lot of questions in chat. Are they going to be strength 4? Oh, dodges fall over. So that's interesting. Steady. Okay. Well, look, it's new edition. I assume they'll redefine the terms, but that'll be another one to check on the FAQ. Bretonnian team is a classic blah, 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 blah. They're backed up by 2 knight throwers and 2 knight catchers, capable players who pair pass and catch respectively with nerves of steel. So we've got the prancing knight with alternate heads. He is paired with the throwing knight with pass and nerves of steel and catch and nerves of steel. I read that as. It says there's no big guy, but Dauntless takes care of that. So I read that to mean that all the knights of Dauntless, all 6 knights, and you've got
Oh, really?
well,
Okay.
it says there's no big guy, but Dauntless can take care of that. And further up, it says right at the very top, Dauntless Knights with a haughty attitude and high armor. So,
Okay. Yeah, maybe then. Yeah, I think I read it as just on the blitzers in turn, but I mean,
but it says right here, there's no big guy, but Dauntless takes care of
just
that.
Dauntless Knights.
So
yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I read that as all of them have Dauntless, which is interesting because I don't know if I want Dauntless on my thrower. But I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if these guys have got to come with a combat skill or it's going to feel a bit weird. Oh, Black Belt Painter, could we get the Green Knight as a star player? I really hope so. I really, really hope so. How good would that be? The Green Knight is just so quality. Right, anyway. Finally, Squires bring up Wrestle and a can-do attitude to the party. So you got a load of Squires with Wrestle.
Super gnomes.
Yeah, I mean the old roster had Wrestle. Oh, did it Wrestle?
I thought they had Fend because that's what Nobility
Yeah,
became,
the Yeoman had Wrestle,
oh, there's a position for that. Okay.
which then became the bodyguards in Nobility. So now all the linemen have Wrestle. That's really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that, especially if you're kind of lacking on the combat a little bit. You've only got, you know, two of your positionals are just sort of throwing and catching. That could be pretty nice. Like the linemen do most of the work there. Pretty different. I'm also interested, like if the passing is getting better with Wildly Inaccurate gone, you know, I'm really keen to see the passing changes with a team like this because like that can actually be quite good.
Yeah, and nerves as well. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
so,
he gets stuck in and still lob the ball, and yeah, it's interesting, unique playstyle.
I mean, let's forget the fact that a new edition could change everything. They've not changed they're saying not their stat, like there's not introducing a stat or anything. I would, if we were playing 2020 with this team, I would assume passing 3+ for a knight thrower, like to line up with the nobility thrower. I couldn't
probably, which would be
but with like passing 2+ with nerves with pass that would be horrific.
Yeah, but your catches are still 3+ as well. I'm assuming they're not 2+.
Cygnus says this is going to be an expensive team. I wonder what the starting rosters will look like. Well, if the linemen are nobility linemen, but with wrestle instead of fend, I could see them being 45k.
Yeah, probably. Oh, well, yeah, wrestle's a lot better than fend though, isn't it?
Probably it is, but if you think about the Hobgoblin, like if they're Hobgoblin or Thrall stats at 40k, but you duff their edge, and swap it with wrestle, it's still powerful.
Actually, yeah.
But I think because chat's right here. Like, if you got some knights with some skills, then they're going to be potent. Milton in chat. Speaking of star players, no star players in this box. Doesn't look like it. No big guys. Well, 4 big guys, and no star players. Which is interesting. Really stuck in
translation.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, right. Let's move on because I think that's everything for Bretonnians. To the Tomb Kings. So I really like the Bretonnian models, and I think they've done a very, very good job with the Tomb Kings as well. And the article says not a huge amount has actually changed, but this is 14 players. So Undead, Vampires, Necromantic, and now Tomb Kings, the last of the Undead teams, have all got 14 players. Ben, you're the model guy. What do you think? Oops, spider. Bye-bye. Was denken Sie? Oder was denkst du? What do you think?
Sorry, I don't... I'm scared then. Well, my language settings have changed. I think these are great. I think I like the Bretonnians more which I don't think I'd ever expected to.
I-
But like these are really nice. I think what it is just the Tomb Guardians are too small, man. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, I've got one of Milton's. I've got half of Milton's. Sorry, Milton, but I've got his Undead team just chilling here as my size proxy for when I do videos and stuff. And the mummies, I always forget like how small the mummies are. Like they're about the size of a Black Orc. Actually, they're a bit smaller than a Black Orc. The Tomb Guardians here, at least, they look taller. They do look a lot taller, which is something. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I like the team, and I think there's a. I said, says old world players will enjoy this. I think, Ben, you never got a chance to experience the old Metal Tomb King team, did you?
I think I've played against it once, actually, in a Warhammer World tournament.
Separate leg, separate torso,
against it.
a metal spine being the contact point. Like,
Oh, what? You had to have a spine to join
yeah,
up
yeah.
torso
So
to that?
you had like
Oh,
2 mil, probably 2 mil metal point connection point. So this team was always going to be better than that. Always going to
Yeah.
be better than that. Now, I think they've done a good job calling out the positionals. Like, it's actually interesting because when you read the article through, which we'll go back to, you start off with pictures of the stuff. So as I was going through, I was like, right, that guy is a blitzer. Like, that guy is a thrower. Those are the Tomb Guardians. Okay, doesn't look like much has changed. And then as you scroll down, it actually says, so the Tomb Kings will be familiar to seasoned coaches, reliably bashy team with up to 4 strength 5 Tomb Guardians with Brawler. Backed up by 2 blitzers, 2 throwers, and suitably durable skeleton linemen. The big guys are tough, but decay will get them, and all those ancient skeletons retain their thick skulls. They still have a lower agility stat than most, but this minor downside is less of an issue these days with secure the ball action. So yeah, the Tomb King team, it doesn't actually look like much has changed, if anything. In fact, I think in the article it says at some point that like literally nothing's changed. And I think it basically hasn't. Where did I read that? I'm sure.
I think.
Oh, there you go. With a familiar roster.
I think that's good. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think Tomb Kings were already quite good. As in, like, one thing I love about Blood Bowl teams, or one thing I look for in a Blood Bowl team, is something that's unique, that makes you play a bit differently. I'm not sure you get that so much with the Bretonnians here as you would with Tomb Kings. I think Tomb Kings have their really unique playstyle, especially now if you've got this like picking up the ball. I think they're going to be awesome. No other team is going to start smashing you around with strength 5, right? Yeah.
I just read chat. David had a quick chat with Bloodtithe on Saturday, mentioned Tripp's addiction to go for it on turn 1. Hope the new edition can help him. Never, says
I remember that chat. It was just like, level the videos. Can you just tell Trips to stop rushing? That was kind of like a motif of that season of 7 Super Series. It's like, right, turn 1, let's rush the big guy across the middle of the pitch. Quality. Now, we're assuming that these guys are still slow, so if this is going to be the go for it team, I think so. Trips, when this lands, you are running Tomb Kings. We'll get Brushtithe to do the Bretonnian stuff. I think it's just appropriate. Look, 4 big guys with Brawler. I love Brawler on the Black Orcs. This is just better, right? Tomb Guardians currently have no skills apart from decay. Yes. No, they're just vanilla, aren't they?
Yeah, no Mighty Blow, no nothing like
always
that.
assume they have Mighty Blow for some reason. That would just be awful if they did. So.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always my assumption.
Veloxis says, just seen a chat with Cyanide devs clarifying a bit of secure the ball rules. When you find out more, chuck it in chat. We'll talk about it because that's cool. That's very cool. Does having 4 Tomb Guardians, this is Joshua F, mean they aren't revising all rosters to 0-2 as rumoured? I mean, there's 4 Tomb Guardians in this box, so that would be a problem. That would be a significant problem. So
Day 1 FAQ.
Yeah, it looks like the only change to Tomb Kings is the fact that their big guys got better. They're already movement 4, no nega trait big guys. So I love this. And And they've got the ability to secure the ball on a 2+ now. So even with that sure hands runner, runner, I can't remember what they were in the last version of them. Like that's wicked. Like to take that 4++ and turn it into a 2+ and have it end the turn. I mean, if you've got 4 movement, 4 strength 5 big guys on the roster and a couple of movement 6 blitzers, like you should be able to protect the ball and have your ball carrier like grab it and have the turn end at that point, or activation end, whichever it turns out to be.
You know, I wonder if some of the rejig rosters, maybe they're removing shorthands from some throwers with this in mind, which makes like taking strip ball a more viable thing, especially now you got like steady footing and stuff. You might be having to lean more towards taking things like strip ball and ways to like get the ball off rather than just necessarily doing that. That could be quite interesting.
Veloxis says requires no standing, non-distracted opponent in 2 square radius of the ball. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's from the ball.
Yeah, which does make sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense, yeah.
Tomb Kings might score before turn 8 now. If they're defined as big guys, no new action. Oh man. I just hope that the Tomb Guardians just like an error. That's going to be huge though. If big guys, if there's like ever a keyword error where they're like, haha, well in my book, these guys aren't big guys. So 2+ to pick up the ball, please, on my strength 5 movement 4 piece. Veloxis says, secure the ball is not a pickup, and things like sure hands don't apply to secure the ball. Interesting.
Oh God, that's confusing.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that would be necessary. I don't like.
As long as you can team reroll it, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I assume you would. It's still during your turn, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
that's your turn ends afterwards. So.
That would Tomb Kings just became tier 1, says Gaz. I mean, I think so. They're performed very well in tournaments because they're consistent as heck and they are super durable, right? So the skills you put on them tend to stick around. So that is everything in the article about teams, specifically Bretonnian and Tomb Kings. So we are going to move on to section 4. Blood Bowl 3, because this was one of the biggest things that started being talked about in the Discord, was what is going to happen to Blood Bowl 3. Now, I guess if they've not introduced a new stat and it kind of... Opportunity Team, smart rules updates and roster changes that shake up team selections across the board. Written by Blood Bowl fanatics. I mean, I wonder, like Ben, I know you've done a lot of work in games and stuff, being that you went to school to study it. I am of the opinion that if the game comes out and it's very close to Blood Bowl 3, I am of the opinion in that circumstance they would probably not bother changing it. Let's say it's 10% comparable. Like it's only 10% different.
I think they will change it. I think it's too soon. I don't know. I know time works differently as you get older, but I think it's too soon to not change it. Like Blood Bowl 3 has not been out long enough, I don't think, to warrant not having an update to the new edition. I think it's going to be some work, especially if they rejig rosters. Because if you're completely changing like positionals now, that's going to be a lot of work.
Rosters, like roster changes, I can see them implementing roster changes. Like,
yeah, but if they add like new positionals and things.
New positionals.
Positionals.
No,
they just mirror the models anyway, don't they? Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when they produce a new team, right? So they would have to kind of roll that out. But if there's, I think I'm more concerned about like the core rules, so wildly inaccurate, kickoff being different,
that's the
If they, I mean, yeah, I know. I know Blood Bowl 3 isn't really notorious for having like the strongest code, but like I feel like that sort of stuff you can just not have. You can just not implement, because if it's just saying it's gone, you could probably just remove that as a thing that happens. You can just change numbers and it just doesn't happen anymore. Like it can technically still be in the game, but there's no trigger for it to happen. I think it's what would be really crazy is things like this, like chomped and eye gouge and mushroom's mouth. Like if they're introducing new skills and things like that.
Yeah, that does seem to be the thing they struggle with. Joshua F. Cyanide have already confirmed that they'll update the rules. They'll update to new rules in 2026.
Oh, well, perfect.
I mean, that's exactly
2026 right now. That's crazy.
Well, it basically is, right? I had a great chat at work today where I was like, do you know what we need to start producing is advent calendars that start in September. Like, boom, like, it's just the most logical thing, and I guarantee you it's going to happen at some point. So yeah, okay, right. Well, look, it would make sense that they, like, if it's not too different, that they do update it, because this is what happened to Blood Bowl 2, right, Ben? Like, 2020 came out, had a pass stat, had different teams, and Blood Bowl 2 was just like, not Blood Bowl anymore. Just straight up, just not Blood Bowl anymore. That's a different type of Blood Bowl. Like,
I know it really killed your motivation. I know it wasn't hugely strong to begin with, but I know you're definitely something they brought up for you, right? When you're like, I don't want to play not the game. Like, it's just not the game.
Yeah. I love playing not the game when I want to not play the game. But if I'm going to go play the game, I'd rather play the game than not play the game, or play the not game, I guess, to make that nice and clear. So maybe in 3 months, Steve Zilla, yeah, interesting. They won't do immediately, but one of the seasons after the season 3 box. All right, wicked. Look, as long as they can bring up, I would say 95% rules to rules. Like, it totally wouldn't be a problem for me if they had old kickoff rules, if Wildly Inaccurate was still in there. Like, those are the kind of things you can kind of go, do you know what? It's a little perk of this, or, you know, I think that's fine. But yeah, I think if they're going to bring it up, that's wicked, because otherwise I think BB3 would just be another kick to this thing where they finally got it cooking, and then boom, new rules, LOL, GG's. Yeah, interesting one. Right, I am buzzing for this, and the last question is timelines. So this is where we normally go. Trips, who is a calendar wizard, and maybe he's still there in chat. So let's post this to chat then. Let's bring up the question. It is the 1st of September, a random Monday. They have revealed this edition of the game, which brings me to a point which I think they've ended all previews this year. They've cancelled the last 2 previews. Well, that's not true. They cancelled Dallas. Then Nova was quietly changed from what would be expected to be a preview show into a hangout sesh. And now they've dropped a brand new edition of a boxed game on a Monday. Like, I think previews for Games Workshop have been cancelled, and I think they were ruined by the Heresy leak.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of money and effort to put into something that's just gonna. Yeah, I think I completely agree. Which I don't mind. I think that's fine. I'm not here for like the big hype events personally. I quite like it when you just get a random Monday. So it's just so unexpected. It was so hype. It was just like everything which had happened. There wasn't all this build up. It was just like, ooh, to be then disappointed by something. I'd rather it just be like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting anything, so I'm pleased.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm well chuffed. I was expecting. Trips and I did the pod last week, and we were kind of like looking ahead at dates, and we're like, right, Warhammer Day is like the first weekend of October. We were like, yeah, all right. That's got to be something. And the fact that it drops on a Monday when I'm not on holiday is absolutely wonderful. Right, chat. Actual pound. November. End of November, says Bryden. John M. If it was next month, they'd have said it. I say end of November in time for Christmas. Emil says last 2 seasons were released in November. What we got? Joshua says start of October or November for Christmas. October at the earliest. November, second week in November. Christmas for Christmas sales. Yeah. Joshua says, is the video from a proposed preview? I do reckon. I actually think this was supposed to be revealed at Nova last week, and they cancelled the previews, and then I think you'll probably see another couple of reveals from Games Workshop this week. I really do think so. Right. It's September 1st, so let's do the calendar crawl of earliest it could be would be preview Sunday, the 7th, and then pre-order the 13th, out for the 27th of September. I mean, that would be absolutely hooning it out the door. It's way unlikely.
Too fast at Games Workshop. They like to prolong these, but I mean, they also like to do big shows. So what do I know?
Definitely. When it comes to Games Workshop, there's not really any rhyme or reason, because it is a corporation first and foremost, and that just leads to utter chaos. So I mean, given how quick that would have to happen to reach the end of September, what's your guess, Ben? Because
I'm gonna get. If I put money on it, I would guess late November, early December. And I'm just saying that in the hope that they're listening, because then I get back from my holiday.
Oh yes,
miss out on all the excitement. I'm away for November, so I imagine that's probably when it'll happen. November, I think, seems reasonable. That's 2 months. If it's any longer than that, I think it's going to get a bit boring, because we're going to be just like talking about it for so long.
I think this is going to be sooner than that. I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think this was meant to be for Nova, and that the thing that's playing on my mind is the rumor that came out from that podcast. There was like September release. I don't see it being a September release, because that would, like I said, it would have to be this Sunday it comes up, and next Saturday it goes on pre-order. So I reckon this might be up for pre-order by the end of the month. So maybe like middle of October release.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I'm hoping for it to be released on Bonehead Bowl Day, the first. Oh, second.
Oh, that'd be hype. First,
that would be amazing. So yeah, I guess I'm hoping that it's like the second week of October preview, pre-orders on the 18th, and then out for November 1st for Bonehead Bowl. Because can you imagine everybody being together for the last day of 2020 Blood Bowl to play a mixed team tournament in Toyman? And everybody's picking up their big boxes. Like, that would just be that would be too good to be true. Like, there'd have to be a universal balancing, and everyone like gets the runs or something to balance it out. It would just be too good. Although, I mean, there's a weight loss angle there, so there's always a positive spin. Tiff and I are like trying to lose weight at the moment, and I'm like, tell you what, just undercook that.
That way.
Just undercook that a little bit, like chicken. Yeah, just 30 seconds in the microwave, it'll be fine. Promise you, we'll hit our weight goals. You like hospital food? Yes. So back to chat. Anyway, please, everybody, cook a chicken. Stiglis Maximus, I still think they would have said in weeks rather than later in the year if it was being released that soon. Yeah, do you know what? I think you are being very reasonable, chat. This new season will be released later in the year, alongside 2 Spike journals.
Yeah.
We'll touch on the rest of the rules changes in a comprehensive article soon, including the new skills. I do love the photography, like the scene setting with the old world like terrain in the background. I mean,
yeah, is that new terrain, or is that ancient terrain? Oh, I mean,
I think that's new terrain for the new terrain for the new version of the old world. Yeah.
Okay.
New terrain for the old army for the new world of the old world. Yeah, I think that's Warhammer terrain they've just repurposed.
Okay.
I like the way they've used linemen and stuff, and some Bretonnian archers as crowd. I think that's wicked. As well. Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with that. All the December tournament organisers must be scratching their heads, says David. Yeah. John M says later in the year doesn't read as imminent to me. I think you're probably right. I haven't seen trips pop up Where's his little blue name? No, he's normally there to ruin the fun. It's terrain borrowed from Old World. Yeah, I thought so. New Blood Bowl this November. New Dungeon Bowl November 2026, says Cygnus. Yes. Actually,
That would be rapid.
there's a thing here to talk about, which I did see in the Discord as well, which is what happens to Dungeon Bowl, and by that count, what happens to Gutter Bowl and Sevens, because obviously, like, we've got the series is on the go. Like, we're about to film our 4th game for the championship, but Gutter Bowl is well underway. I think for all those games, if you've got access to the current rulebook, I think all the stuff that makes those games, like the dungeon terrain, bouncing balls off walls, bouncing balls off market stalls in Gutter Bowl, the ground being lava, stuff like that, I think all just carries over 1-to-1. So I think it all just stays current, to be honest. Like, I'm sure that Games Workshop will address it in one way or another, and maybe we'll get like a Dungeon Bowl set next year, refreshing Dungeon Bowl to these rules. Yes, that would be wicked. I don't think we'll see Dungeon Bowl rules in these spikes. I would be surprised. I don't know. Like, in the most recent spikes, we've seen Dungeon Bowl rules. I would be surprised if we saw Dungeon Bowl rules in the spikes. Ben, what do you reckon?
I don't think the spikes. I think it would be nice, but it's just not how things have always been done. And I quite like it when Dungeon Bowl is like a self-contained game, because it always feels more like a board game to me. So it's always just like, it's nice that it's like its own thing.
Here we go. Robert Brooks says, if the spikes are this year too, then they might need a couple of weeks between them and the box at least, unless they're all to be released at the same time. So all this year means box November, spikes December, potentially. That would be interesting. Chance of Sevens or Gutter in the rulebook, who knows? Gutter Bowl, I think. Yeah, I don't know what they'll do with Gutter Bowl and Dungeon Bowl. I would hope that they would bring out another box set. The thing is, right, every new team comes out and we're always like, ooh, where do they sit? Which college do they go in? And I think that's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to wait for a new version.
Cygnus says, here's hoping.
Sure.
I really wanted a Dungeon Bowl expansion with 2x2 corridors and diagonals. They could have done a lot with Dungeon Bowl. It's possible that it didn't do well. Like, I guess it's possible they didn't do well. I thought it was great. Yeah, interesting. Chat, like, we're reasonable AF. I agree. Didn't Necro Team and Spike come out at the same time as 2020 edition? Did it come out at the same time? It was very close. And when
didn't they do like Underworld? What happened with that? Wasn't that a weird one?
Yeah, Underworld, OWA, and Snotlings were all at the very end of 2016 edition, and then like a month later they dropped 2020. That's a massive moth. So yeah, I don't know. But Actual Power says, can you play Bretts and Tomb Kings if the box doesn't have their rules? I think this is going to be one of those situations like they did with the 2020 box, where you've got the rules for Black Orcs and Nobility in the rulebook, and then they also dropped Spike magazines with fluff and stuff. Potentially. Yeah. Maybe. I'm really hoping that we see that I Love the League stuff, right, in each of these, and hopefully some inducements. Oh no, that means that if we change edition, all the wizards from Death Zone are gone. Oh, we need more wizards in Blood Bowl. I don't know, maybe they'll be like, actually, all the old spikes carry over.
I mean, it is also issue 19, issue 20, right?
Yeah,
so they are like
but it's
continuing.
That's still what they did with the other ones.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Interesting one. Josh Reserve says there was Skaven right after 2016. Yeah, 2016 box landed along with Dwarves and Skaven, but there were no Spike magazines for those. Otherwise, I would have the Skaven one here, probably on the wall. Come on, Games Workshop, get your act together. Right, BT. Anything else? Oh, right. Someone wants to talk about the dice, so we can look at the dice while we talk. Zoom in on the black and red dice. It's actually not Milton that you'd expect it to be.
they do look quite clear, actually. More clear than I thought. The bone ones look a lot nicer, I think. They're a little bit easier to read.
I like the black and red
terrible.
dice. I think they're good.
I like the black and red D6s. The block dice look harder.
They look like the undead dice from the studio. Oh, okay. Oh, the goblin dice are so good. Black with a bit yellow. The red might be a little bit. I don't think these are stream dice.
A bit dark. Yeah, I don't think so. It's like the both downs and
these
the
are stream
skulls.
dice. I like those. But the red ones potentially not. These look like the kind of like the vampire bloodlust dice you can get from other providers, like with like a bloodlust logo on there, which I think is totally fine. Pat says, by BT, who are you most excited to paint? Papa's is fantastic. But
For me, I think it's the Bretonnians, which is I'm just a sucker for like leather straps on models, man. Specifically on models, I should definitely clarify. Double, but yeah, it's I just think that these look so fun. I think it was after I painted the Punga Witch Hunters.
Yes,
just had painting these like long cloaks and things with all the belts. It's so fun. It's just really satisfying to do stuff like this. So definitely them
has very similar vibes.
Yeah. The skeletons are never really too exciting to paint.
Well, I think that's why I like them so much. Like
maybe, yeah.
That's really good for this box, right? So we've got a team in there that somebody who loves painting is going to love painting, and then you've got a team in this box who's someone who loves painting very, very fast, can paint very, very fast. Like I look at this and I'm like, I could paint this team in 4 hours, and Ben's like, I could paint this Bretonnian team in 4 days of 24-hour streams.
It's true. Yeah.
This team paints itself.
Looking forward to doing these up for the show, that's for sure. I'm a sucker for leather straps on the French too. That's funny. It always makes me laugh in streams.
I like
you see, I love Guild Ball models. I did love Guild Ball models. Never painted any, but I did love them a lot. They were so good.
Yeah, Archibald Plays says Bretonnians are what I wanted the nobility to look like.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Bryden, come back to Twitch. You know you want to. Bretonnian Knights. Ooh. Okay. Good shout here. This will be the last thing we kind of talk about, and then we can wrap up so Ben can go have some dinner.
Go make some food.
I can't wait to see some Brett stars. Stars for not just, from Nemesis and Resident Evil, the movie too. Stars for these teams. Are we in Uncharted-ish territory in the world of Bretonnia? Like Tomb Kings, you've got to assume that Ramtut comes back. Because they brought...
of course.
They brought Count What's-His-Face back. What stars are we likely to see? So Tomb Kings had some stars that I don't think they'll bring back. Ramtut definitely will come back. It's got a rival with Morg. It's too good. And then Sindbad was a stabby lad. He's probably gone because I don't think they like to use the kind of historical reference stuff anymore. So when it comes to Tomb King stuff, I think we'll see Ramtut, and then if they still do the sets of 3, probably 2 brand new ones. And I would say that what they're kind of doing at the moment is a big guy star. So let's say that's Ramtut. Then they do like a lineman star, and then they do something weird and different. So I would expect to see some kind of maybe like a pro blitzer or something like that, and then something weird and cool, like I don't know, a scarab queen or something. That could be good.
Sure. I'm just trying to Google. Are there any Bretonnian references at all in Blood Bowl? Surely they must have had 1-star player that was clearly he was called Louis or something. I think I saw in chat. It was Louis.
Green Knight would be wicked. Green Knight, Joan of Arc, that would make sense. And something else. There was a Brett star. Yeah. Oh yeah, Bogalante.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I was sure.
Milton wants Bretonnians to get a unicorn star player. Oh, a jester player. That'd be wicked. Disturbing presence.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, maybe he could distract players at range, like ranged hypnogaze. That would be very cool. Lucky Luke the Unicorn. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Bretonnians had a
Maybe
Robin
2016
Hood
though.
character.
Yeah, so apparently Grebo Games made a Bogalante model.
Good old Grebo. Good old Grebo. Yes, for the Jester. I don't know. I think there's some cool territory to go for that. No, I'm liking this. I really like this. This is wicked. I'm so excited for this. I love what the article says. Obviously, we don't know how long before we'll get to see it all. Like, I guess it's really weird. Like this time a few years ago, this time probably last year, I would have been like, come on, somebody leak it all. But after seeing what happened with the heresy stuff, and I don't know, I that would be brutal. However, as soon as it's leaked, we'll play games. So yeah,
exactly.
So we'll do that. So yeah,
if we're in the country, which doesn't happen often in big Blood Bowl releases.
See, I'm only away during the week, so they tend to drop stuff on weekends.
Okay.
So fingers crossed. Yeah, but yeah, if it drops while you're abroad, that'd be annoying.
It's gonna be gutted.
It's gonna happen.
To miss out on the painting.
It's gonna happen.
I want these guys day one to paint these guys.
I'm gonna paint the Bretts if you're on holiday, and it's just gonna be contrast and agrax. They're gonna be brown.
No.
There's probably gonna be some green in there. It's gonna be wicked.
It's gonna look ace.
It's gonna be wicked. Right, wicked. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with us. I guess more to follow at some point. I cannot wait. They don't let peasants play, and squires aren't peasants. Bryden, Bertrand, that's it. Right, wicked. BT, thanks very much for jumping on. I appreciate you've probably got to go and recover from your weekend of Blood Bowling. And yeah, go rest up, rejuvenate. And everybody in chat, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking.